Welcome to the new map Encore and the new DLC Uprising, released today, April 16th. This video is going to contain a walkthrough, showing you some jumps and spots, giving you some tips on this map, and just giving you a feel for it. I'm doing this with all the DLCs, so I'll mention this in the front of all my videos, so do forgive me for that. At the end of the video, I'm actually going to have some gameplay, as well as in the description and annotated on screen is all the other maps that are being released today, with the same type of format, with some gameplay, as well as the actual full walkthrough, showing you every little spot on this map. It's really great for the people who are new or thinking about actually downloading this, want to just get a preview of it, etc, etc. I always wanted to see these, so here it is. A lot of people really enjoyed it for the first DLC, so hopefully you enjoy it for this one as well. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and let's go ahead and jump into the video. Alrighty guys, starting the tour out, we're going to be taking a look at CDOM first. As you can see, I'm right in the bottom of the map, and I'm going to show you the left side first. This will take you over towards the back of the actual seating, which I'll show you right over here. It takes you into a nice concession stand, great call out, and then actually you can go down some stairs. So as you saw, we came right over from Charlie. You can head out over here towards the actual seating, and you can't get straight over there to the actual B-Dom that way, but you can take the stairs down here. This will take you straight over to B-Dom. A little bit of a barrier here and a wide open B-Dom. And you can also head back this way. More on that in a second. Let's go ahead, head back over to the CDOM from this area though. As you saw, we headed over towards the left side. Now we're going to go over towards the right side and the very bottom of the map. So we're back now at CDOM. You can hop up here, but you cannot get up on that statue, unfortunately. You do have, let's see, you have this one vantage point. You can get up here and take a look, as you can see, right over, get anybody who's trying to get behind that barrier there. This is the very bottom right side of the map, and we're going to take a look at the right route right now. So there's this barrier here, which you'll definitely see people behind. But it's not the best barrier. They have their own here. It's about equal. As you can see, if you crouch behind these blue boxes, there's a few of them on this map. It doesn't really give you that much protection. I'll do a full walkthrough over in this area in a second. But as you saw, that is the very right side coming towards over C-Dom. You can go to this route or this way. Now, if you come over this way, that'll give you a great sight on C, and this can take you back over to B, going through that doorway, which we did over on the far left side. You can also head over in here, though. And this is the C-Dom's kind of quote-unquote sniper window. If you head up over here, climb the stairs, gives you an immediate vantage point on B. Now they can get behind the stage there, and you gotta watch out for the A-Dom sniper window, which is right there. I'll take you over there in a few seconds, and they cannot get up here. So as you see, this is kind of a cross. It's not so much symmetrical, but it is pretty similar on both sides, definitely for sure. So if you did head just straight up the middle route, so that was the right side, that was the left side, and now if you head just straight up the middle, you have this kind of a barrier. Not the best again, and once again, not the best. So no super good head glitches on this, but it'll definitely, you're going to want to use those barriers regardless. So as you see, great vantage point on B, and let's go ahead and move over to B, and I'll show you a full detail in that section. Alright, now for the mid section of the map. As you can see, we're taking a look over at B-Dom. Coming from C-Dom, we had this entry point from the convenience stand, or the concessions rather. This point over from the middle, as well as, if you take a look, the top route or the sniper window, quote-unquote, for C-Dom. Now, there's another entry point, which is right under here, and this is more in the favor of A-Dom. As you can see, coming right out here, we have this side route. Now, this was the bottleneck that I just showed you. If you keep progressing through there, there's two different routes you can go. Well, I guess three. You can head in there, go over towards this way, or head all the way out on the very outside. As you can see, we're now over on the very right side of the map. And I'll show you more detail on this when we get over to CDOM, but this part over here and this part over here. As you can see, it's a little bit quicker and easier for the A-Dom guys to get over towards this middle route. Somebody could watch this door, and they could easily get over here and take a nice flank route in on B-Dom, taking the guys out there that are behind, as well as taking the guys out with a quick C4 right there. Now, you can jump up on this stage from any point. They have these you can climb up on as well. Makes it a little bit quicker, but you have to do a 2-hop. If you want to jump up quicker, just hop and then quickly press A, and you'll hop up right on here. You cannot get up there, but you can climb up right over here and head in back down that way, as I've already shown you. Now, if you take a look right in the middle here, like I said, there's the concession stand, that way, under there, And now you can also climb up right here. Now this is a 2-hop, so it's a little bit more. And you can go around either side of this. That'll take you over towards A-Dom. And like I said, I'll show you more of that in a second here. But there's no way you can go up here. But if you can tell, that middle part between that stands that I'm shooting and this one, that is actually a place where you can drop from C4 from. So if you're over here, you can hop some C4 over the edge and pop it off on B-Dom. You cannot climb up here, unfortunately. You could have gotten a great spot on B if you could. A few trash cans you can get behind his barriers, but not really anything that's going to be too substantial barrier-wise. As you can see, this is just one alleyway. Bottleneck there, as well as right here. They can split off. This is that doorway here, and I'll take you over to A, but let's go ahead and walk back over, show you one last thing over at B. Just an overview in general once again. Make sure you guys have a nice feel for it here. Oh yes, the last way you could go. So we have this for A, this for A, and this for A. And then for C, you have that top route, the middle one, and the concession stand. So that pretty much wraps up everything over at B, as well as the side routes. Let's head over to A. Finally, we're up top at A-Dom. As you can see, very top of the map here. This is where you spawn in, and I'll show you. Go ahead and show you the right side first, or if you're looking at the map, the left side. This is over behind the actual stands, up in the seating area. As you can see, this is the concession stand that I showed you, the kind of bottleneck for this side. And there's 3 different ways you can go. You can head over to the left, middle, or right. If you head out to the right, as you can see, this gives you the vantage point over right here on B, and that's their sniper window over from C-Dom. If you head over towards the left, this will take you into the bathrooms, which will take you right over straight to A. And then if you go to the middle, that'll take you just another way, once again, straight over to A. And you can actually head down over here towards B, like I showed you the stairs there. And that is pretty much the entirety of the left side if you press start there. If you continue over, you can head over on the left side now. So I guess you can consider this the middle route. But if you head over towards this side now, excuse me. All right, as I was saying, if you head over onto the right side of the map, the way I'm pointing over here, there's 2 different ways you can go. You can head all the way on the very back outside route. As you can see, this will take you out onto a patio with some heaters. Or you can head straight in through the middle, which has 2 doorways over here. One here and here, obviously. And then one other exit point right here. Like I just showed you, that's the around the back way. This is kind of through the actual building. And you cannot go... See, they really limit you a lot. You can't go into these places. You can't jump over the bar. You could jump on the table, do a little dance. Do a little Gangnam style or something, but that's pretty much it. Heading around on the very outside route now, though, over on the very right lane of the map, there's 2 different ways you can go. This is pretty cool. You can actually come around on the very outside, hop up this way if you're going around for a deep flank. You can hide behind this, but it's really not going to do very much for you. It might surprise people for the first few weeks here before they really get accustomed to the map. You can also keep this outside route going. Look at this beautiful view. Cool sailboats and stuff. Anyways, you can go on this very outside route, like I was saying. That's that initial bottleneck that I showed you on the right side of the map. That's the inside route, and then you can once again come right back up here. So pretty straightforward. The A side seems a little bit larger, but the middle route that A has is very, very short. As you can see, or as you did see, it just goes straight over there. One thing you might want to keep in mind, this is obviously way too predictable to kill those guys there, so I don't know, don't spend too much time there. That's what a lot of people will make a mistake doing, as well as just sitting in this window here. This wall is not very good protection, so you can get taken out pretty easily, as well as this. I mean, none of this is great protection, so you could definitely get taken out, and the other side doesn't either, so try not to spend too much time camping up there, you snipers, and you'll make the game more enjoyable for everybody. Let's go ahead and play some gameplay, though, and see if you guys want to check that out. Now, when I first saw the actual gameplay for this from the preview that we got, the little trailer a week or so ago, I really was anticipating a map that would be extremely small, but this is honestly my favorite map I think that they've come out with. It's got 3 lanes with a few variations with some sniper windows. It's not too complex. There's not a lot of nooks and crannies that you can hide into. They block a lot of stuff off. There's barely any places that you can jump onto. The barriers, there's not a lot of head glitches. They're pretty exposed barriers, so if you can keep your accuracy, it's not too bad to kill. So honestly, this map is really great so far. We'll see how the community actually turns out to like it, because usually after a week or two we see which ones are actually being chosen with the vote count, things like that. As for weapon style on this map, I would definitely recommend SMGs. I mean, SMGs are always extremely powerful, but I think they're really great on this one too, because there are a few barriers where you can, as long as you stay out of this middle place that you see me going right now, that could be a little bit dangerous. You see a ton of snipers, especially in that area. So yeah, snipers are pretty popular. SMGs definitely. Assault rifles can definitely be utilized, especially if you stay up over on the left side. If you remember the start menu I showed you on the left side of the map. Or in this middle area. The right side might get a little bit tricky because there's a bunch of different, more minute routes that you can take. It's not so much along corridors. But in general, once again, a very well-diverse map. That's what I think a lot of Black Ops 2 maps have really been focusing on, is trying to make it useful for everybody. Shotguns, maybe not so much on this map. I think SMGs might be having a little bit more of an advantage, but obviously anybody can play any weapon. These are just my recommendations. As I mentioned before, this is a very simple map. It's only 3 lanes, a few different ways that you can go in between those, and a few line-of-sight long-range corridors that people can utilize. So if you can play the map right and just avoid your deaths, I think this could be really fun, and I think a lot of people are actually going to really enjoy this one. It's not so much like the skate park map grind that came out, where there's just a million things you could hide behind. You die from 20 different ways. This one's a little bit more stripped down, a little bit more basic, and it actually reminds me a lot of Firing Range that I also have a video about. Anyways, guys, that wraps it up for this one and the gameplay. If you guys want to check out the other maps that I'm doing, links in the description below, as well as annotated on screen. That'll take you to all the different DLC maps that I'm covering. And yeah, that's pretty much it though, ladies and gentlemen. This is StoneMount64 signing out. See you next video.
Just